Hello, today we're going to talk about the mind-body connection and the body-mind connection, and basically how the way you think affects how your body moves, and how you move your body affects the way you think. There was an experiment done in America. There were two groups of people who were given 5 random words and they had to produce a 4-word sentence. One group, the set of words was completely random, the other group had words to do with old, elderly, infirm within their group of words. They completed the task, and both groups had to walk 100 yards down the corridor and repeat the task. The control group, who had the random words, walked down the corridor naturally. The group with the words to do with old, infirm or elderly walked down the corridor 30% slower than a normal speed. They then reversed the experiment and they got these random groups to walk around the track. One group walked around at normal speed and the other group walked around at 70% of the normal pace. They then had to complete a task where they had to pick out words from a group of random words. The group that walked around the track 70% of the normal speed picked out words to do with old, elderly and infirm much faster than the control group. So the hypothesis from this is that the way you think, the thoughts that you have a physical effect on your body, and the way you use your body has a psychological effect on the way your brain works. Extrapolate this out to normal life. As a client coming to see a physiotherapist, you have a sore shoulder. Based on what you think and you believe, your past experience and the way you live your life, you might come into the physio very optimistic that your shoulder is going to get better, feeling happy, having a positive outcome in your head, or you may come in focusing on the pain, how terrible it makes you feel, how you're not sleeping, how you think it may go on for a long period of time. This can have an ongoing effect on the result you get from physiotherapy. Abstract from whatever treatment the physio actually does. You may have a positive outcome or you may have a negative outcome depending on the way that you think. Conversely, if you come into the physio in lots and lots of pain, holding your arm into your side, not having moved your arm because of the pain, your eventual outcome was probably going to take a lot longer because of the way you behaved. If you've come in actually having done a few exercises, thought about your posture, taken some pain relief, thought about controlling the pain, generally your outcome will be better because you've already had to take some physical steps to improve yourself. So in general, the way you think wires your brain and has a physical effect on your body, whether that be positive or negative. And the way you use your body in a positive or a negative way has an effect on the way you think. And this can move on to everyday life, and you can wire your brain a certain way that you think. Think about your brain as a muscle. Your brain develops in the way that you think, depending on thoughts that you have. You have a thought and it creates a connection in your brain. If you never have that thought again, it disappears. If you have that thought repeatedly in the brain, it sets up a much stronger connection, and that eventually goes into the subconscious part of your brain and becomes a habit, becomes a movement pattern, becomes something that you don't think about. So generally the way you think wires your brain a certain way. So think positively, think of positive outcomes, be happy, reduce the stress you have in any situation, and that's going to wire your brain for a positive eventual outcome. If you think in a negative way, you look down all the time, you find things to be more painful than they might actually be, you think of a negative eventual outcome, generally that's what will happen to you because that's the way you're wiring your brain. Take that to the other side in the way you use your body. If you have a poor posture, if you sit all the time, you don't use your body, if you tend to have tension in your body due to stress, that's got an ongoing physical effect, but it's also going to affect how you feel mentally. They've done experiments where they found that people that look down release many more stress hormones than people that look up. If you look up, it instantly releases endorphins and melatonin, which are the happy hormones. So a small physical change can have a massive psychological change. So it's really important to be aware and think about the thoughts you have in your brain and also the way that you use your body. Both can have an ongoing physical and mental effect and affect the rest of your life. Thank you.